رمضان 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 يا حبيب رمضان.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Welcome to a new episode of your program Ramadan, the month of change. I spoke in the previous episode about how Ramadan was, historically speaking, the month of change. Many things change. And I said that the most important change that you should care for it is the change that can happen to you. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look at you during this month and will see that you have changed. That you changed the way you deal with Allah, the way you deal with your family, the way you deal with people, the way you deal with your own life, the way you deal with your akhirah, the way you deal with your deen. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees that, that will mark the most important change that can ever take place during this month. It's a great opportunity for us to change in Ramadan. You know, psychologists speaking about how can you formulate a new habit, and they said if you repeat something from 6 to 12 times, basically, and you can succeed 12 times, or sorry, from 6 to 21 times, and you succeed for 21 times to basically to achieve that goal that you want to achieve, you will formulate a habit. I'm not saying, here we're not only doing 21 days, we're doing 30 days, a straight 30 days, we make an absolute change in our life. And we change the way we eat, the way we drink, the way we're supposed to behave as well. So you already psychologically ready to make that change. Ready to make that change. For 30 days, consecutive days, that you change your daily program. If you take this opportunity for 30 days to change your relationship with the Quran, for 30 days you change your relationship with Qiyam al-Layl, basically that's what we do in Taraweeh, we pray night prayers. We read Quran every day, we make Khatm al-Quran every month. If we can formulate, we read Quran every single day, most of us. We make i'tikaf on a regular basis. We come early to the salah. We socialize with people. If we make this as a goal, that this is a new and formulating new habits that I will adopt, that would be great. You know, during these 30 days, we know that we're not supposed to use false language. We speak the best. We care to learn. We care to listen to reminders and learn something new. If we formulate that habit during the month of Ramadan, it will be such a waste to let it go. You know, one of the things that help a lot to make a change is your ability to make a decision. A lot of people want to change, but they don't make a decision. Guess what? Every single day in Ramadan, we basically come across many moments where we make a decision in every single moment during our daytime. You know what? I have the ability to eat, to drink. There is nothing preventing you from eating or drinking, or to intimate with your wife, except that you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're making that strong decision to prevent yourself from drinking even though you are thirsty, even though it's hot, even though it's a long day. You make a decision, I'm not going to eat, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to abstain from this or that. This decision, if you are able to make them, that will psychologically make you ready to make other decisions in life as well. One of the things that help us to make changes in our life, when we accomplish something. When you accomplish something, you become excited, you are ready to move to the next basically level. Here, every day when I break my fast, I feel that I accomplished something. I fasted one day in Ramadan. It's such an accomplishment in itself. You know, I was able to control my desires. I was able to be in control of my emotions. I was able to be in control of my needs. I don't let my needs and desires control me. So that accomplishment every day that we do. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah will not change us until we change ourselves. So if I was able to make these changes and make this accomplishment, I'm able also to make more changes in my life, and that basically will lead to changes in our community. Also, one of the things that help people to make changes, that when people get out of their comfort zone, when you start doing new things, and we know in Ramadan we do a lot of new things. You know, during the year we don't abstain from food and drink that long days. So basically these are something new. Psychologists said if you have the repetition, then you have the ability to make decision, that you have basically that you willing to make a commitment and make accomplishment, and also you get out of your comfort zone and you achieve success in that, no doubt that will help you to make and to formulate new habits and to make real changes in your life. We do a lot of new things in Ramadan. We're not used to it, like staying late in the night praying, socializing with people, making iftar with people, inviting people over to eat in our homes in a way that usually we don't do it on a regular basis during the year. Also, one thing that helps people to make change is to have good time management. Ramadan teaches us to manage our time perfectly. You know what? We fast and we break our fast at the exact time. We don't delay that. We don't basically make it earlier. We're very organized when it comes to time during the month of Ramadan. Because we don't care to manage our time, most likely, because many people don't manage their time properly, that's why they could not achieve changes in their life. But if you manage your time properly, you have more control over your time, you have more control over your habits, you can formulate changes in your life. You know, changes is such an important topic. I always say in Ramadan comes, I always think this year, what's my change is going to be? What's the area that I'm going to change in my life? Let's have a quick break and we'll come back to talk more about this important issue, inshallah ta'ala.
Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan ya Habib, Ramadan, 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 Ramadan ya Habib, Ramadan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Ramadan, the month of change. Earlier, I talked about how we are psychologically so ready to make any change that we want during the month of Ramadan. But in order for change to take place, there is conditions. And one of the first conditions that I think it should be fulfilled is number one, that you want to change. And I mean by you want, you truly want to change. A lot of people say, you know what, I want to change, but really they don't. You know, I have a friend of mine once was shooting an episode like this, but it was in Mecca, and the cameraman, he's a heavy smoker. So every 2-3 minutes, or every episode, sorry, he will go outside and smoke and come back. So my friend told him, why don't you quit? They said, like any smoker you ever met, or I ever met in my life, he said, Sheikh, ad'uli, make dua for me. So the Sheikh, you want me to make dua for you? It's the last third of the night. We are Ramadan. We are in Mecca. Let's face the Kaaba. Raise hands, start making dua. Oh Allah, and he said, I start praising Allah, mentioning Allah's names and attributes in such beautiful way. Then after that, I prayed for everything you can think of for this man. Health, wealth, for him, for his children, for his family, for his wife, for Jannah, for dunya, for akhirah. And the guy was in tears, moved by my dua. Ameen, ameen, I'm crying. Then he said in the end of my dua, I said, oh Allah, don't give him anything from all this if he doesn't quit smoking. The guy was saying, Ameen, Ameen. When I said that, he said, like looked at me. He paused. He never said Ameen to that. Then he asked, why didn't you say Ameen? He said, because, you know why? Because he's not really ready to quit smoking. We say we want to change, but do we really want to change? That's where it's going to start. When you look deep into your heart, you search deep in your soul, and you find that you truly want to change. Not just a mediocre. You're not just saying it, lip service. You know, I want to change and stuff like that. No, you truly commit to that. You really want that. You beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that. Another condition, that you know how you're going to change yourself. You know, if I want, for example, to change my relationship with the Quran, I need to know how I'm going to be able to do that. I have a plan. You can't go from A to B without plan. without knowing how to reach there. Also, you have to follow this will, this interest, this plan to be followed by actions. If you're not going to start acting upon your plan, if you're not going to start, doing things, you're not going to achieve success. As they say, the only time you will find success before work, hard work, is in dictionary. You have to work hard to achieve success. A lot of people think that change happens because of the circumstances around you, or the thing around you will force you to change. No, change starts from within, from yourself. It's not going to happen just because you surround yourself with people who will inspire you to change. A wife or a husband or children or friends or imam masjid or environment in the work place. This is not going to formulate change. It will help definitely, but what will really make the change happen when it comes from inside you. Also, in order for change to take place, you need a self-discipline. Without self-discipline, without commitment, you're not going to go very far. A lot of people think, there is like magic words. There is no magic buttons in your body. You push it and you're going to change. There is no Solomon ring that you basically wipe over it, or a magic lamp. A jinni going to come and to help you to change. Or the stick of Musa, you touch things with it and will make things change. No, this is not how change happens. People think that change happens overnight. Or khalas, Ramadan comes, I start the first day, so I can continue. Why a lot of people, after Ramadan, they don't continue? Because they thought, just because I did it 1 or 2 days, it means changes will happen. No. It needs a commitment and discipline. It means that you commit yourself. Sufyan al-Thawri said, for 20 years, I've been trying to make Qiyam al-Layl, until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed me to enjoy it 20 years. For 20 years, I was struggling with it. People really put a commitment and they discipline themselves. And that will require from you not to get bored quickly, not to quit quickly, but you stay and you dig your heel in and you basically stay in your course. I can tell you, number one, if you want to make this Ramadan the month of change for you, have a plan from the beginning. I'm going to go to the masjid early, 10 minutes maybe. I'm going to stay half an hour after Isha. I'm going to do this after Fajr. I'm going to have 2 days off. I'm going to make, i'tikaf in the masjid. So have a plan for Ramadan. Because if you fail to plan, you are planning for failing. Number two, make sure that you always remind yourself that you really truly want to change. You really want to formulate this new habit. You really want to achieve this goal during the month of Ramadan. Number three, make a lot of dua that Allah help you to make real changes in your life during the month of Ramadan. Number four, don't put too many goals when it comes to change. Focus maybe in 1 or 2. Maybe this Ramadan, I will focus on my social life, my social interaction with people. Maybe this Ramadan, I will focus on my relationship with the Quran. Maybe I'll focus on 2 things. Improving my relationship with my children and my spouse, and that will be the 2 things I will focus on. I want to win my kids' heart. I want to win my spouse's heart. I want to make sure that we come closer to each other and to become a strong family together. So I have a plan, have a goal, I'm excited about it, and I start thinking how I'm going to implement this. Make sure that you, during this Ramadan, inshallah ta'ala, to make it very special and to achieve the success and the change that you want, make sure that you have time. Free time, especially for Ramadan, especially when it comes to the area of the act of worship. One of the suggestions that I will say, that make sure that you include your family in your plan. Family is such a great asset that we don't utilize much. Remember what the Prophet ﷺ said about the woman, that Allah will descend His mercy upon her when she wakes up her husband to make Qiyam al-Layl. Same thing goes for the husband who will wake up his wife. That picture show you how we can benefit from each other as a family member. Waqi' ibn al-Jarrah, his mother used to make sure that every night he makes Qiyam al-Layl, until he became an alim and a scholar, but she still will make sure that he makes Qiyam al-Layl. Also, I'll suggest that you have a Ramadan buddy. Someone that you, if you're not married, or maybe you couldn't find help inside the house, have someone, choose someone in the masjid or in your community, even if it's online, that you work with during the Ramadan, to both of you increase your iman, increase your akhlaq. Both of you achieve the changes that you want to have, you want to see in yourself. Achieve the basically develop the habit that you want to develop during this month. Also, one of the things that I will definitely recommend for you during this month, make this month of change by being more involved in your community. Spend more time helping your community. I love it. I have 2 engineers in my community. I know they are so busy, but for the last 5 or 6 years, every single Maghrib, they come before Maghrib and they serve the food, they plan for iftar in the masjid for people. Make sure that basically review, have weekly review, or maybe every couple of days, go and say, did I achieve the goals that I have for myself? Hold yourself accountable and say, did I do this? If I didn't do it, why? And how can I fix this? How can I change it? If you find that you basically make a progress 60%, 70%, that's excellent. 50, 51%, I'm okay. But if you see yourself failing, less than that, say, how can I change? Have a positive attitude towards Ramadan, and I'm sure, inshallah, it will be the month of great change for you and your family. May Allah make it the month of great and blessed month, that a great change will happen to our ummah as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ramadan, Ramadan.